Revenge films.
This is a story about how my husband mistakenly sent me a voice message that was supposed to be sent to a secret lover. So I moved out of the house and left him. I met my husband a few years ago through a friend. We hit it off right away on the first day, so we started dating. I just turned 30 during that time, and I was thinking of getting married soon. So I told him that I would agree to get into a relationship with him, only if it's with the premise of a marriage. He graciously agreed to my request. Then 8 months after we started dating, he finally proposed to me. I wanted to have kids since we got married, but since I enjoyed my job so much, working in a rewarding professional environment, I was contemplating whether I wanted children soon or not. My husband assured me that he wasn't rushing on having children, so I focused on my job and worked hard every day. Thanks to that, I think my income is pretty high compared to others. Even though I earn more than my husband does, he never felt insecure about his salary. He was genuinely supportive of my work, so I was very thankful for that. On major holidays, my husband and I went on vacations, and even though we're not planning to have a baby yet, we always fulfilled each other physically as well as emotionally. The people around me said that I was lucky for marrying a good husband. I also thought the same as them. However, one day, I found a reservation for a particular inn on the history page of the laptop that my husband and I used together. At first, I thought that he booked that in to surprise me with a special trip. But when I checked the date, it wasn't my day off from work, and we usually only go on vacations during major holidays when we both don't have to go to work. And that is why I thought that something fishy was going on. Despite my worry because of my suspicion, I made sure I remembered the date of the reservation. Then, my husband told me that he was going on a business trip on the same day as he reserved the date of the inn. I wasn't 100% sure yet, but I thought that my husband was cheating on me. I thought of grilling him with questions, but I remembered that my cousin followed her husband to his job in a new city, so she is currently living in the city where my husband reserved the inn. The moment I realized that she was in the same city as where my husband was headed to, I immediately called my cousin to help me. I then honestly told my cousin that my husband might be cheating on me. This is not a time to worry about looking good in front of my extended family. I asked her to investigate my husband if she happened to be near where he was staying. My cousin then graciously agreed to my request. Actually, when my cousin was trying to enroll in college, she had poor grades in school. I was worried whether she would be able to get in or not. So as her cousin, who is 2 years older than her, I tutored my cousin for free. So she was able to get into her dream college because of that. Thanking me again for helping her out when she needed help, she willingly accepted my request to give back a favor. My cousin is a full-time housewife, and she and her husband don't have children yet, so she had plenty of time to spare. That is why she readily got into the investigation. And like a detective, she asked for more details and pictures of my husband. I could have called my husband's company and asked whether he was on a business trip, but I had a feeling that he wasn't on a business trip. Also, if he really is not on a business trip and the company calls him, my husband would immediately know that I know that he's having an affair. As a result, there is a possibility that he will get rid of every piece of evidence. And that is why I decided not to ask his company instead. The inn that my husband reserved is apparently just 15 minutes away from where my cousin is currently living, so she investigated the place together with her friend. A few hours after I asked my friend to spy on my husband, I received several photos on my phone. The photos show that my worries were true. Just as I thought, my husband was having an affair with another woman. My cousin and her friend took pictures of my husband and his secret lover, walking into the hotel while holding hands together. Now that I have all the pieces of evidence that I need, I immediately hired a lawyer and showed the pictures to her. But despite seeing all those pictures, I still couldn't believe that my husband really cheated on me. Even when I was looking at the pictures, there was still a part of me deep inside hoping that this was all just a dream. However, something happened that blew my thoughts away in an instant. My husband had no idea that I am undercover and hired a lawyer. He came home as if nothing happened on his business trip, filled with lies.
Phew! I'm so exhausted. I had an unpleasant client on my business trip.
That huge liar started talking to me. I responded agreeably, pretending to listen to what he was saying. But my mind wasn't in the present, it was elsewhere. I was thinking about how I'm going to deal with my cheating husband and about what I'm going to do from now on. 2 days later, while I was contemplating how to go about things, I received a voice message from my husband, which was addressed to a different person. That day, I was meeting a client in a cafe, and I stayed at a business hotel for the night. My husband stayed at home alone, but after I finished work and headed home, I noticed that I received a voice message from my husband. Not thinking much about it, I listened to the message nonchalantly. However, what I heard was a very shocking statement. I heard my husband's drunken voice, and he uttered something very shocking.
I had so much fun during our trip last time. I want to see you again. I'm not interested in my wife at all, you know. But in order for me to go on vacations with you, I need my wife's earnings, so I married her. It's like I'm servicing her, so she's nothing compared to you.
My husband blabbered about his affair and how he was just using me for money. I was filled with rage and ended up throwing my phone to my bed. Even though my cousin showed me the pictures that she had taken, and she had pieces of evidence of my husband's affair, I was still hoping that it was all just a mistake and he's not really having an affair. But when I heard those words from my husband, and he even mentioned that what we did last night was just a service from him, my love for my husband was shattered and slowly faded away. After hearing all that, I immediately researched about the woman whom my husband mentioned while he drunkenly sent me a message. That's when I found out that she was an employee at my husband's office, and she works as a clerk. I have all the evidence that I need, so first and foremost, asked my lawyer to send a message to my husband's boss, stating that my husband and one of their staff are having an affair. I asked my lawyer to send the pieces of evidence, as well as the certification of contents to his workplace along with the message. I also asked my lawyer to send the same message and pieces of evidence to my parents-in-law, informing them of their son's affair. Also, since I didn't want to live together with my husband a second longer, so at the same time, I brought all of my belongings with me and I moved out of the house. My husband didn't have any savings when we moved in together, so I bought all the furniture and appliances in the house. I secretly took them away with me because they were mine in the first place. When my husband arrived home, he noticed that the house was empty and he bombarded me with calls, but I've had enough of him, so I ignored all his calls. He then sent me messages about asking me to go back to him after he got fired from his job and realized that the things in the house were gone. I thought of ignoring all the calls from my husband forever, but since I needed him to sign the divorce papers, I went back home just for that. When I stepped into the house, he shouted,
What have you done to this place? It's empty! Where's all my stuff? You even sent my boss a certification on coordinates! Do you have any idea what kind of trouble I went through?
Yeah, I am very aware of it. But you know what will happen if you cheat on me.
I didn't cheat on you! More importantly, I was fired from my job because of what you did! Pay me alimony for what you've done! If I didn't get fired from my job, I would have been promoted and got a raise!
What nonsense! Stop joking around. Also, I have all the evidence that I need because I asked my cousin to investigate and she caught you in the act. Also, you told me that you cheated on me.
Huh? What are you saying? There's no way I said such a thing!
It seems like my husband didn't notice that he mistakenly left me a drunk voice message. He didn't realize what he did, so I put the volume to the max and made him listen to his own message. He went paler and paler.
What? Why do you have that?
Why do I have this message? Well, clearly you don't remember, do you? That you called me on my phone and left me a drunken message. You thought that you were calling your secret lover, but you actually called me. My husband probably remembered doing that because he covered his mouth with his hands. You understand now why I'm very angry and upset, don't you? We're getting a divorce, so you don't have the right to complain about me taking out all of the things that I bought with me. I already informed your parents about what you did, so how about you go back to your parents' house? The condominium belongs to me, and I will cancel this condo by next year.
What? Wait a second! You also sent to my parents what you sent to your boss?
Yes, of course I did. We're getting divorced, so I need to at least give them an explanation of the reason why. When I said that, my husband collapsed to the floor and he looked like he was at his wit's end. Actually, my husband's parents-in-law are very scary people, and both my grandparents hate cheaters the most in this world. They will scold him a lot if he gets a divorce, but when they learn that his affair is the reason for the divorce, he probably imagined what punishment awaited him. However, that is not my problem anymore. So I shoved the official divorce registration form to my husband. Hurry up and sign this paper or else. He then started to kneel on the floor and bow down his head to me. He probably thinks that I will forgive him if he does that.
I just happened to say those words because I was drunk. Believe me, I didn't cheat on you. You're the only one that I love, so please don't divorce me.
You've got to be kidding me. You said that you were just servicing me, so I don't want to be your wife anymore. Well, if you refuse to sign it, I will ask my lawyer to make you sign the paper. Or if you don't want to sign it, I'll just take it to your parents. There are many ways for me to make you sign this paper. So don't waste both our time and energy. Just sign the freaking paper. After I said those words, he immediately signed the papers. After my husband reluctantly signed the paper, he was apparently called to his parents' house, and I heard that he was beaten by his father, who does martial arts. Rumors say that his family cut ties with him. As for his secret lover, she was also fired from their company, and her parents kicked her out of their lives when they learned of their daughter's adultery. She is now working at night in a job that she doesn't like because she has to pay for the alimony that she owes me. I don't know, and I don't care how he is going to pay for the alimony that he owes me, now that he lost his job and his house. I never thought that such a kind person would cheat on me, but the moment I heard my drunken husband's slurred words to another woman, all the love I had left for my husband all faded away like we never had a history together. I know that I'm bitter about what he did to me, but since he got into this affair for fun, I strongly think that he should regret it for the rest of his life. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think of this video? If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.